What it is, guys, me again. Today we're doing a video that is very different. This is something that has been going on for like the past 2 weeks. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are over it now, but it's still on my feed. Due to like algorithms and stuff, this is probably my fault, but I'm still seeing it. And nothing's really different in the types of videos and content about the subject matter. So I just want to put in my 2 cents before it completely goes away or before something else happens, along these lines. Because it will, eventually, it will. Oh, disclaimer, I don't follow any of these girls that have been doing this, because I hear they do have big followings and stuff. I'm not a part of that, so I'm not defending anyone. I'm also not a journalist, so my point of view of this is from the very, very outside, standers-by, passers-by looking in. Okay, this is where my point of view is coming from. Yeah, so I'm just going to share what I know about the situation and blah, blah, blah. So if you've seen the title of this video, it's about blackfishing. And if you're new to this whole situation, blackfishing is a term that's been recently coined, where white girls pretend to be racially ambiguous or black for profit online. Okay, so personally, like, I'm kind of not surprised that this is a thing. It's just like, it really isn't a surprise. Like, in a way, people have been doing this for a really long time. I guess this just blew up because people were doing it for profit. Oh, one sec. And these girls did have a following and were already somewhat in the public eye, so that's why it blew up, I'm guessing. Black women are beautiful. I know that black women are beautiful. You know that black women are beautiful. I know that you know that black women are beautiful. It's no surprise. And this has been something that more and more people are realizing. I would like to think more and more people are realizing that black women are beautiful. So much so that we're seeing things like this over and over and over again, where people are taking things from our culture and now full on trying to be us in a way. And that's obviously very infuriating for reasons that I need a whole nother video to talk about. Okay, so that's really not the point of this video. But to start, this situation with, I forget her name, but the Swedish girl, we'll say, who, like, literally, I'm just going to say painted herself black. She did that because her and many other people are finally starting to realize, after a few hundred years, that we are not lesser than because of our skin tone. This is something that makes us beautiful. Our body shape, our hair texture, and our skin tone. All of it. This is something that makes us beautiful. And this is why these things are happening. These girls are getting endorsements, I guess, or like sponsorships, or like getting money to promote these products, because these companies, I guess, think they're racially ambiguous, or because they have this exotic look and that's what they want. Whereas all these women of color who are women of color who are after the same thing are being pushed aside, because, the spots are going to these girls. So that's where all the anger lies. I wanted to make this video because all the videos that I was seeing were kind of like, the points of the video were like, this is why people are mad, and this is why they should be mad, or this is why they're mad, and this is why they should be mad, or the difference between blackface and blackfishing, and all of that. But I didn't really feel like anyone was providing any solutions to these situations, because this does happen on many cases. So I would like to put forth a suggested thing that we could do to like maybe correct this. So what I was thinking, when something like this does happen, and instead of shutting that person down, or, well, of course that will happen because people obviously, it creates a huge upset. But I feel like there's a huge opportunity to educate these people on what they're doing and how they can change it. My suggestion would be, instead of coming at these people with nothing but negativity and calling them this and calling them that and saying like, oh, what you're doing is wrong, blah blah blah, because that honestly, in any situation, be it a racial one or not, never really helps anyone. Like, you can't just say don't do it, because then you're just there not doing anything. I feel like that's a very ineffective way of trying to teach someone. Well, you can't tell 16-year-olds like not to get tattoos, for example, because they're gonna do it, whether they do it themselves, find some sketchy guy in a basement to do it, or get some apprentice who like doesn't know better to do it. You're still gonna do it. You tell a kid not to smoke cigarettes. If they're around people smoking cigarettes, they're going to do it. Like, you can't just tell someone to stop. I think what we should be doing is saying, hey, look, don't do this because it's wrong. Show them why it's wrong. And then tell them, maybe, like, for example, like, one of the girls was Swedish. And that's another thing. Like, she was Swedish, and I feel like things are different in Sweden. Their history is very different, and their current state's very different, and I feel like a lot of it was like she just didn't know. So on top of telling her, educating her on the situation and why it's wrong, because she does have an American following, a young female American following, I'm assuming. So whether or not she knew or not, it does have an impact on somewhere else in the world. And if she didn't know that, let her know that this is what's happening, like, oh, you're making all this profit, but at what cost? Like, you're causing hurt somewhere in the world. And that's not good, So also, tell her, like, when you're doing these endorsements, if you're gonna, like, say, oh, whatever, I want my $2,500 for this post as me as a black girl in a pool, I feel like it would be helpful to tell her, like, yo, let the people know, like, on top of your plug that you have to put in, let people know, like, this look was inspired by whoever, because I feel like that will create like a sort of like upwards chain. Like, people will see, like, oh, like, she's modeling, like, oh, this bikini or whatever, or like this look was based off of this look by an actual woman of color, and at least that passes on like the interest, that does create interest for, like, actual women of color, and that'll create more opportunities for them, maybe very indirectly, but at least it will happen. So maybe we can create a culture of, instead of just shutting them down, just passing it along, right? And for the girls who are doing this, if you are watching, pass those along too, because first of all, it's a PR move for you, to, fix what you did, because I know these girls are smart. I know they know what they're doing. Like, you didn't get tanned, okay? You're not fooling anyone. We're not dumb. Or maybe you did get tanned, but like, I think there was like a YouTube video even of you doing makeup. Anyhow, either way, it's very obvious what you did, but next time you do it, if you're not gonna stop, plug a woman of color. Be like, this was my muse for this. Like, this was my inspiration for this look. Like, the people I look up to are this. Because this at least passes on the interest. This at least shows black women in a positive light. And it creates like a, pass along the savings, like, in a good way. I feel like that will work indirectly in the long run. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, feel free to drag me in the comments. if you have a better idea, feel free to let everyone else know in the comments. I'm just, as much as I'm tired of these things happening, I'm also tired of like seeing videos that don't really provide solutions. I'm not saying that they're bad videos either. It's just they're all people saying like, oh, let me educate you. This is what it is, and this is why we should be mad. Or no, that's not why you should be mad. This is why you should be mad. And I get it. It's a very upsetting thing. We don't need to know why we're mad. We need to know how to fix it, because this is obviously very problematic, and it obviously is not showing any signs of stopping. So in conclusion, my solution is to inform these people who are doing it, to pass along the blessings. If they're not going to stop, which they probably won't, or, you know, some new kid is going to come up and make the same mistakes, tell them, like, plug your inspiration for this look. Tell, like, you know, these people of color that you do look up to, that you do find attractive, and who you model yourself after. Let people know about that, okay? Because we know what you're doing. It's clearly very obvious given this situation that just blew up a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling because this is kind of rambling at this point. But like I said, drag me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. I'm not defending them, so don't drag me for that. But if you have a better suggestion, definitely leave it in the description down below, because I feel like we need to start, we're all mad now, we know this, so we need to start creating solutions. So leave that in the comment below. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and I'm sorry for creating like a sort of heavy video, but I'll see you in the next one. Bye.